God bless. So it's easy to imagine for some that spirits hate humanity. It's easy to imagine that spirits hate humanity. And that not only that, but our lives, our minds, they're like, we're like cattle to them. Look at my face. Especially for stuff like that they hate us. But it's not just hate, it's their mentalities amongst us and our connections, our dreams, our consciousnesses. But they're not fully human. They're not fully formed. And who knows how old they are or how limited. So if anyone has a history, like say Mexicans, who are they? But that's a messed up place a long time ago. And they loving Christ. They really loving Christ a lot. Here's why. Because they know really well how much spirits hate humanity. They know. And they know how powerful spirits are. Like, think of it scientifically. Hold the thought and think scientifically about energy and matter, and think about the virgin birth. Can matter be created with energy? You might say, no, Abajinky, I hate your face. Whatever you say is wrong. But the truth is, that's what a chemical reaction is. When you burn something, you turn matter partially into energy. And the opposite works just as well. But it takes a lot of energy to turn energy into matter. And it takes a real complicated machine that we don't have. But it's totally possible. That's what a sun does. It breaks energy down into stuff. Now, if you could create a weird machine that puts suns in a line and shove them together with supermassive black holes kept together with other supermassive I don't know. But the point is, if you could create some process, linear process, you could use suns to create anything extruded along that line of that process, like a factory, just with the energy of the sun. Now, if you think about it, now hold on, we're talking about Jesus Christ and virgin births and all kinds of stuff. If you think about it, we know now that the fundamental electrons, protons, neutrons, blah, 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 ions, are all even, they have even more fundamental particles, which may even just be vibratory fields of what they call strings. Who knows? Something like that. So the point is, if that can be harnessed, then it can be used to create matter. Now, I'm just going to jump straight back to what I was saying. Just remember that you can use energy to create matter. I'm going to say one thing in between as a bridge. A mind can control, like a spirit does, a body. Now, we don't have a lot of examples today of minds controlling bodies or anything else. But if you've read or know anything about the 3-body problem, you might have a little belief that it's possible to technologically create substantial artifice things. So all of this kludge of ideation I've built between us here right now, yeah, don't hate my face too much, is for you to hold on to and realize that energy can create matter, and that spirit can manipulate energy. Not just the mind, but energy. That's a bit farther a leap in today's day and age, because you need to understand a whole lot about faith and what it does to the world to realize why in this time that's more rare. It's not absolutely rare, but it's more rare. It's more rare. If you want to think about that later, or maybe I'll do a video later, fine. This is getting a bit long. So matter can create energy, and spirits can manipulate energy, and therefore create matter. So a spirit that is God, the Holy Spirit, which is a spirit of all, can manipulate energy, and it can create a pattern of energy, and it can create a substance, and it can do that easily. You say, so what? Don't forget how much spirits of a much smaller and nefarious kind, and even kind of big ones, like the old gods of yore, which were just grand spirits, hate humanity so much because we are like vessels that contain what they would otherwise be. Do you understand? So God created this creation. It created the ability for spirits to be, and they're messed up mostly. And we have some of what they would otherwise have. And we also create between us what they never had before. And they want it. So they hate us. Mostly. Mostly they hate us. Not all. But mostly they hate us. So when you know that mostly spirits hate us because we're alive and we have what they want more of, because that's kind of all they are, and that's the situation that we're in, and you know that the grandest spirit, it's not a big deal to just mentally corroborate energy into matter whenever it wants to, then you realize, well, we're like on a track, like we're being led somewhere. We can't do that crowd. Kind of, maybe a little bit once upon a time, but we did that, we crashed, boom, came back, and we're like, I love you. What? Love you what? Love you Christ. Let's pull it out. Love you Christ. I'm sorry. Love you Christ. Why? Because that's proof that amongst all this hate and horror, there's a plan, there's a process, and there's a God that's like, this guy, you believe in him, then you're in mentally what he is always. And all them scrumpers that want to eat you up, they're going to scrump him. And that's the real special.